Use this one. Give it going. Stand up. All right, sit down. I don't care. Do what you like.
Stand on your head, Lewis.
Yeah. Okay, welcome to the show, Silvana. Thanks for that. You're Silvana, of course, and I'm Lewis.
No, you're Laurence, aren't you?
I am Laurence. This is the Wisdom Chambers Youth Review, aka the Lewis Williams Show and Silvana Show. Share the microphone.
Share the microphone. So, what have you been up to for the week?
I've just been killing lecturers at the moment.
Where are you burying them?
That's a secret.
That little mound is growing bigger on the end of the university, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Indeed.
Okay, so riveting conversation about my life. Next, how's your week been, Silvana?
Riveting week. My scab is just about off.
Good to see.
Picking it daily, left nothing to pick. So I'm a bit disappointed about that. I'm thinking about doing another burn so I can just start again.
Okay, well, if you need some help with that, you know who to come and see. I got a brand new iron, and yeah.
Sounds good.
Absolutely.
I'm up for that.
That's your week, and that's my week wrapped up. How fun is that?
Oh, it was a big one.
The audience is riveted. They just can't stand it any longer. They just can't help themselves but clap right now. Quite frankly, I don't blame them either. I mean, if I just listened to my weekend, well, I did listen to my weekend, but if I were them listening to my weekend, I would clap as well.
If I was listening to your weekend, but no, hold on, you were listening to your week. But anyway,
right.
What about the show? What's going on tonight?
I thought we might put the producers to the test. Actually, we've got a new Jay. He's vision mixing tonight. Thought we might put him to the test. We've got a new little thing, and when I talk about the phone number, we can put up something. If Jay's onto it, the phone number. Can we please see the new thing for the phone number? We'll all wait while Jay finds the new slide for the phone number. Okay.
What's going on? Yeah, you didn't see it, but we did, and it was fantastic for the phone number.
No, you're lying. We still haven't seen it.
Woo!
How's that? That's community television for you, just like that.
Quick flash.
And Jay, he's onto it tonight. I warmed him up personally, and that's why, if I hadn't warmed him up, it would have taken him 3 years to do that.
Yes, it was. Only 2. I think he's doing pretty well.
That's right, absolutely. So this is Wisdom Chambers Youth Review, as seen on CTV1, as seen on Channel 31. The phone number, of course, is 9698-2968, and we haven't got a slide for that, but that's all right. We don't want to put them to the test anymore. Any other information we should tell the viewers? Do you think email address WCYR@hotmail.com?
Indeed.
We've got a
Packed show.
We've got
things that come out at night.
We've got
a solo artist for the cabin.
his name is
Mr. Morrison.
his first name being
Not to be confused with Van. Not sure about the first name, but not to be confused with Van Morrison.
or Jim Morrison.
Resurrected from the dead, which we did try.
We've also got
Some comedy, and we've got your segment, perhaps.
my segment's called
Lewis Linking Lewis.
Lovely Lewis Linking. Thank you very much.
The luscious Lewis Links.
We've also got
I haven't got my glasses on, so it's your turn.
busted. No glasses, no makeup. You're out of here. You're out of here. Go, take a walk. We got Sexpression. We've got Off the Planet. We got Light It. We got you're doing a bit of comedy for us. We got the crowd. They're going to do a sing-along later on in the show. They talked to me earlier on. They said, hey, look, we'd really like to participate. I said, hey, how's the sing-along sound? And they said, yeah, goddammit. What song are you singing? Audience participation,
Sounds of
10 out of 10.
silence.
Sounds of silence.
They're going to do a pyramid as well. There's about 50 people. They want to do a pyramid, so we're going to photo opportunity that a bit later on.
Absolutely. We're going for, we got the Guinness Book of Records in here, actually, and they're going to see if we can break that. Our roof's only about 3 meters high, so...
They'll be doing it like pancakes,
Yeah.
pyramid pancakes.
Yep, it's a new section of the Guinness Book of Records.
So how about we cross over to the artist, formerly known as Mr. Morrison.
Okay, but when he's playing, he likes to be known as none other than...
Mr.
Richard Morrison!
tangled in cobwebs, a mass of grey things. As she floats in the distance, her colours all a blur, and where she will fly to, we'll never know. We used to say we never had anything to live for. We used to say we never had anything to die for. Now the old man, he cries, for he's too blind to see. His very existence was his reason to be. Like swan in the evening, or the moon on the lake, on a shrouded misty morning, when dreams will awake. Say we never had anything to live for. We used to say we never had anything to die for. Oh, thanks. Oh, too much. Thanks. That was a song called Butterfly, and this song is called Bottle of Wine. He sits at his usual table, drinking his bottle of wine, staring out of the window at the couples all dancing by, and he knows that something is missing. And he knows it's hidden from view. Things in life that you never had, and things you feel you should know, floating in the deep water, the feelings are starting to show, and he knows that something is missing. And he knows it's hidden from view. Sits at his usual table, something is missing. And he knows it's hidden from view.
Thanks, Richard. That was lovely. We'll have to get into a bit of a discussion about that a little bit later on. But first of all, thanks very much to Paula and Elizabeth, who's done everyone's makeup tonight. So what's happening around town? Well, Montana playing with Starkey and Peabody at the Iron Duke on Saturday night. Only $5, and that's in Alexandria. Professor Groove and the Booty Affair, and it's Jackie Ozarski and his three-piece suite, plus Tommy, and that's at the Harbourside Brasserie, and that's $10 on Saturday night. Or you could go to Sounds of Seduction as usual, that's $5, and see the Go-Go Girls and all that goes on there. Well, we've had the Go-Go Girls in here before. If you like swing, then you can go along and see a swing lounge at the Bar Broadway. Of course, on Broadway, corner of Harris Street and Broadway. Sunday night, you might like to head along to the Excelsior Hotel for Club Acoustica. This week is Sam Hammond and Louise from Perth, as well as Kathy Mack, Caravan Park and Suave Kahunas. That's all that's sort of like happening sort of locally, but something that's coming up is the Hootenanny. Can we get a picture about that? All right, that's enough. It's a spring fair. It's happening in Erskineville Oval. It's on the 6th of November. Unfortunately, I won't be here for it, but lots of bands playing. Paul Kelly, Uncle Bill, Don Walker. But let's look at some of the locals. Maybe Kim Salmon, Karma County, Deer Hunters, Spurs for Jesus, Stepford, 6 Foot Hick, The Grapes. Rock and roll wrestling will be happening, and an old-time sideshow alley. That could be interesting anyway. I think it's about time I handed it over to someone else. Let's see what's coming up next on the list. Oh, it's Expression and Joe and our guest. Are you ready, Joe?
Hey, how you going? Welcome to Sexpression. I'm Jen from Family Planning on the youth team there. Go around, talk to young people and people who work with young people about sex and feelings and sexuality and all things fun and slippery. And tonight we're going to be talking about young people with an intellectual disability and sexuality, which is something that's often hidden and not talked about very much. So I've got a special guest to talk tonight with me, who is Anthony. So,
hello.
How you going?
Good, how are you?
Really groovy.
Good.
And where do you work, Anthony?
I work at Family Planning in the HIV, AIDS and Intellectual Disability Project.
Cool. I actually already knew that because that's just down the hallway from where I work and I often go and visit, so it's kind of nice that he comes down.
Sometimes I get lift with Jen to work.
And we used to share a house, but we won't bother talking about that.
It's getting too personal.
Yes. Okay, with young people with an intellectual disability, there's a whole lot of misrepresentations and images that are around.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, what are some of those?
Some of those, I suppose, that they're asexual, that they're not sexual at all, that they're very childlike and should be protected, or it could be the reverse, that people actually think that they're sexual.
All the time and in the wrong places.
Overly sexual, or that they're pedophiles or rapists and can't be trusted with children and all that kind of stuff. So it's a mixed bag, so to speak.
Yeah, and it's really important to know that all those things are untrue.
Definitely.
That there are a whole lot of young people with intellectual disabilities that are in relationships, in long-term relationships, can negotiate safer sex and can talk about their feelings and all that kind of thing. So where do you think some of the images come from that aren't correct?
I suppose, you've got images that you get through the media about people with an intellectual disability or any disability at all as being, victimised or being...
Yes.
Or being overly sexual, or just really bad representations, and also I suppose that some people, I suppose there's the history of institutionalisation as well, which means that people with disabilities have been separate from the rest of the community, and therefore there's a fear that's built up around that. And
but there's moves now.
Yeah, there's moves now.
Yeah,
so there's a big move for institutionalisation to actually close down and to move into the community.
So I suppose from that point of view, it's really important with all aspects of sexuality, and especially with young people with an intellectual disability, that the community is educated around their rights and their needs, and the kind of information and support and services that they might need.
Definitely.
Cool.
Definitely.
Okay, and so how might a young person with an intellectual disability feel when they're trying to figure out what their sexuality is?
It depends, I suppose, on if people are giving them information, just like any young person, I suppose, around sexuality issues, whether they've been protected from anything sexual or anything about relationships from day one, from very early on.
And that happens quite a lot. That young.
It can be. Parents want obviously the best for their kids when they're raising them. If they've got a disability, then they're more likely to be overprotective, and so they don't actually learn from their experiences, perhaps.
Okay, and so that would mean, I suppose, that young people can, like any young people, they can feel really confused about what might be happening with their bodies and their feelings and different changes. And so it's really important that they've got access to information and to be able to learn about what's happening. For example, what's happening when your breasts start getting bigger and you get your periods, and how to use tampons and pads, that kind of thing.
Yep, definitely.
If you're a young guy, about your penis is getting bigger and having wet dreams and erections, it can be really freaky, the same as anyone, if you don't know what's going on. So it's really important that all people, and including people with an intellectual disability, they get that information.
Definitely, Jen, definitely.
Cool. Okay, and so you got the giggles.
Sorry.
Okay, young people with an intellectual disability have got exactly the same rights as anyone else regarding their sexuality and their sexual health, and so I suppose it's really important for everyone to know that. And you've got the right to, if you're a young person and a young person with an intellectual disability, to express your sexuality however you'd like to, and that you can be sexually active or not be sexually active, and that can be a whole lot of things, whether it's feeling, touching, kissing, a whole lot of things that don't actually involve sexual intercourse. It's about expressing who you are, how you want to be, who you're attracted to, and how you feel. Yeah, there's some other really important things there.
There are. I wish I could remember them at the moment. I suppose also if you've got a sibling with a disability, to also make sure that you're giving them some sort of education around sexuality, particularly if you feel that they're not knowledgeable in the areas around sexuality. So certainly, or you can always also go to other services to get help and advice on that as well.
And what other services are around?
Well, there's the disability team at Family Planning.
Cool.
And there's a counsellor there as well, so there's that aspect, or you can contact, I suppose, a sexual health service as well. They quite often will do some work around those issues as well. And
because it's probably hard for young people who have a member of their family who have an intellectual disability and not knowing whether they're supposed to give them information, keep them protected or not.
Definitely.
But I suppose it's all about equal access.
Exactly.
Okay, everyone in relationships also have the right to talk about what they want. They have the right to say no at any point in time. So if something's happening to you that doesn't feel okay, that you're not okay with it, you're not saying yes, go and talk to someone else about it. You've got the right to say no, and you've got the right to have a positive and healthy sex life and sexuality, and to be able to express that.
Definitely.
Ages of consent is something that might come up. Consent means saying yes to what you're doing. That can be talking, feeling, touching, hanging out with someone. For people to be in a sexual relationship, young women have to be 16 years of age to be in a sexual relationship with a man or with another woman. And if it's two guys that are in a sexual relationship together, the age of consent is 18. So that's right. Something also to keep in mind.
Very important.
Yeah. You've also got, all young people have got the right to contraception and to choose the form that might be best for you. So I suppose we're looking at safer sex, not only in what you do and protecting yourself from unwanted pregnancy or sexually transmitted infections. It's also about who you're with. Is it someone that you trust that's going to listen to your decisions and respect those decisions? And also where you are. So being somewhere in a private place, somewhere that's safe, that you've got other people around nearby that you can contact if something goes not quite according to plan.
Exactly.
Yeah. We've also, I think it's really important for young people to stand up for all other young people, to say that they've got got equal rights and to have access to the right kinds of information. There are specific forms of information that you can get from family planning. There's also the Carers Association.
Yes, that's right. This is not related to obviously sexuality issues, but if you care for someone like a sibling or a parent with a disability, then you give the Carers Association a call, because they can give you some advice and help around those issues. And
Cool.
do you want that number? Should we say that
That number would be fine.
1-800-242-636. So the number again, 1-800-242-636.
Okay, or you can call family planning. Got this back. Where do I have to hold this up? Here. Okay, our number is 9716-6099. That's probably not going to pick up, is it? Or there's the youth info card that you can pick up. Youth health services. Yeah, give us a call. And yeah, look after your rights, look after each other's rights. Okay, that's it for Sexpression this week, and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Catch you later.
See you later, Jen. That was Jen. Sexpression. This is Skye. Skye, what are you doing here? Yeah, what? Too long. Okay, well, what we're doing here is we're talking about a couple of people that give us some money, namely Grafton Sound. Mullah, that's correct. Very well done. I like the way, good use of hands, movements in that, and gestures. Top marks.
Grafton Sound.
Absolutely, Grafton Sound.
La 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 la.
Now, if you want to hear that really well, you should probably be using Grafton Sound. However, if you want to just mute it out, you should also use Grafton Sound. 9698-7777. I don't think there's anything more I can do to sell it other than just.
La da 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 ha! Woo! How about that?
Yeah, that was all right, I guess. The crowd didn't like it very much, though.
Oh well.
They're not exactly going ballistic, but maybe you can do something to get them to clap. What can you do?
To get them to clap.
Evoke a response from the crowd, do you think?
Okay. I can.
You lost them already. Okay, Grafton Sound, 9698-7777.
They are fabulous, even if I'm not.
Oh, look, you don't have to be putting yourself down there, Skye. I mean, they're good, but no, you're pretty good as well. But
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And we do appreciate them, all their support, CTV1.
okay, so you appreciate them. Who are they again?
Grafton Sound.
What's their phone number?
9698-7777. And without Grafton Sound, you wouldn't hear all this fabulous live music that you do every week on CTV1.
Absolutely, and because we've got absolutely flawless sound here, as everybody in the audience can attest. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes. You couldn't hear them, of course, because we had a failure just then, but they said yes. Thanks, Grafton Sound.
Thank you.
And now over to Heather with the Cavern.
Thanks, guys. Well, Richard, you're the man who evokes an applause.
Oh,
Seems so.
encore, I guess.
Yeah, you got an encore tonight. Well done. Oh dear. Food. Writing songs about food. I had an experience with food on the weekend. I went up to the mountains, and I thought I'd throw this one in at you. And I went to this restaurant, and it was like, well, it was a cafe actually, Hydro Majestic Cafe. Beautiful place, absolutely amazing view and everything. Really, really bad service. You had to line up for ages to get a cup of coffee, and you had to pay way too much for it. And then it was like the bad coffee. They'd burnt the milk or something when they were making the coffee. And then, it's like they hadn't cleared the table or anything, So what makes you write about food, I'm wondering?
Well, I didn't really write about food. It's more.
Well, it was wine, wasn't it? No, I didn't actually. I'll go home and work on it. How about that?
The obligatory bottle of wine for that,
Yeah, kind of invoke.
That man, it's going nowhere.
Right.
I've had one too many of these, anyways.
Oh, another one. So, how long have you been writing for now?
Oh, about since I was a child, really. Grew up with a very musical
So
family.
you were like me and rode around on your trike and wrote little songs like Ring a Ding Ding, I Love You, I Love My Mum and My Daddy Too.
Nah,
Not quite?
I was sitting at Mum's piano probably.
Mum's piano. What kind of piano did she have?
Oh, just one of those old upright ones that we all had to learn.
Did it have a piano roll in it?
No.
No.
Not
So
one
you
of
weren't
those.
kind of like singing around the piano.
I've got an uncle who plays piano in the, the old shows and stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, what kind of piano?
Oh, how it's the old plinkety
Yeah.
piano style.
Oh wow, that sounds really interesting. So you're from a musical family, basically?
Yeah, we're all musical. Yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about like the music you were influenced with growing up.
Well, a lot of classical. Dad hated, you know, us kids running around singing T-Rex songs and things like that, but we did anyway.
But you did it to annoy your dad, didn't you?
Yeah. No, Dad's very classical, so it's a big classical background. Sister's a classical singer, and Mum's a music teacher. So.
Ah, yeah. You had no choice but to play something.
No, couldn't avoid it really.
So how long have you been playing guitar for?
Since I was about 8, I think. Yeah. My first lessons when I was 8. Went along with Mum, and that was.
Was
classical
your mum
though.
teaching you?
No.
No.
No, no.
No, you would have pulled your hair out if your mum did, you?
No, she used to hate it when I used to learn the songs that she could play.
Oh,
I
right.
was catching up with her.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I thought, oh, gee, I better go and put in a few more hours. Yeah. So, you've tried the band thing, haven't you?
Yeah.
Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you did in the band and that sort of thing?
I had a band for about 5 or 6 years called Soul Thieves, and we just played around the traps and produced a CD.
The traps being?
All the local venues, you know, the old Sandringham, There's No More.
Yeah. We're talking the pokey venue now.
Annandale, yeah. It's shocking.
The Annandale, another sad case.
But yeah, we had our own little, quite a strong following, and we never did anything nationally, but it was good. It was fun.
Yeah, wow. And so how did you get into the mixing? Because you get into a bit of mixing as well, don't you? A bit of sound engineering.
Yeah.
Sort of live acts and that sort of thing. You must meet some interesting people through that.
Oh yeah, I meet all sorts. You know, you did some big names and little names, and you've mixed people from when they did their first gig, and now see them touring the country and things. And
So has it been handy knowing all these people?
very.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very handy. It's always good to have, you know,
Contacts in the
contacts
music
in the right circles.
Right. Okay. I'm sorry to give you such a hard time, but you know, I'm like that. I'm very cruel,
terrible.
very
Ongoing.
terrible girl. No, you can't. You're pinned down by that microphone. You got pinned to your shirt. Oh well. No. So solo career now, is it?
I think so, for the moment. It's only the second time I've played in front of an audience this year. I gave it a bit of a break.
And when was the first time?
I was about 2 weeks ago with Bernie Hayes.
On the Tuesday night
Yeah.
at the Globe?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Bernie Hayes has been in here before and, you know, done the routine in here as well. And, yeah, it's a good night down at the Globe on Tuesday nights. Some good crowds going along to see
Yeah,
that.
it's just very cosy, informal. Bernie's got a great voice, so you're always going to hear some good music.
Yeah.
He has a special guest every week.
Yeah, he has all sorts of people. I think he had someone from Mental as Anything, like
Yeah.
a while back when I last saw him. Yeah, so it's interesting. You never know what sort of
who's in
things
town,
he's
really.
going to dish up. So have you done any acoustic gigs or what's the plan? We're going acoustic?
I'm going to go acoustic. I'll go solo for a while and then see what picks up.
So you got a Takamine or is it Takamini? I mean, we can go into that old.
Takamini, yeah.
Is it Takamini?
Yeah.
Yeah. So who's the authority on the pronunciation of this one?
That's what the shop guy said.
You believe the shop guy? You fell for that old trick again.
No, I've heard
I like to, you know, raise a potato.
Take
potato.
Take a mine.
No, it's tomato, isn't it? Pergola.
Depends which side of the border you're from.
Oh, right, okay, yeah. All right, well, I'm told I can let you off the hook now.
Can you?
We've held you here long enough.
Okay.
So, any gigs coming up, any releases very quickly?
No, there's no new releases at the moment. I've still got the old Soul Thieves CD is still in the shops.
All right, go out and buy the Soul Thieves CD and help
acoustic
Richard along with his career.
Music.
And look out for him around town. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks very much, Heather.
Yeah, or we could do something. Oh, we're on air. Hey,
Ron, we were
Bindi.
having a little bit of a conversation there. Weren't ready for that.
That's right. We've got the microphone here, sorted, taken care of, and of course Bindi's going to share it with me. Aren't
I
you,
am?
Bindi?
Yeah, of course.
So what are we doing? We're talking about contact details, the phone number being
96982968 to get in touch with us.
Absolutely. If you want to email us, it's wcyr@hotmail.com.
Everyone should know how to use the internet, I'm sure, except for my grandma, who sort of lives in the world of non-computers and technical devices.
Oh yeah, which
So
world is that?
I wouldn't. That would be Grannyville, USA. I don't think she really has any idea about it at all, but you guys do, so make sure you get in touch. 'Cause
Absolutely.
we've spread our little tentacles out everywhere now, so we know where you are. We know. And
Don't tread on
they
our
know where we
tentacles.
are. You've got long antennae.
Yes, Bindi?
Yes. So that's how you can get in touch with us, isn't
Absolutely,
it, Lewis?
that is indeed.
Any other way? Post?
Yes, they could post us, send us a letter. And they
Come
would,
down here yourself and say, hey guys, this is who I am.
Absolutely. They could address the letter to BO Box 1, 55 Walker Street, Redfern. They could phone us. And perhaps we can get the slide. Have you seen our slide? Look at that. How quick is that? That was Jay who just did that.
Ooh, cool.
We've lost... No, we got contact. Houston, we have
God, we're
lifted up.
happening now, aren't we?
We are happening.
Phone numbers.
Absolutely. He was a bit slow on the intro. You missed that. I put him to the test, and about 5 minutes later, he finally
You
got
got it good.
He did it. He was waiting for me to do it just then, and he.
Jay's the man.
You reckon? Yeah. I'm unconvinced.
I think you should be reconvinced.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Oh, I have to admit that was pretty good.
Nice work, Jay, for a
might-
beginner.
Ooh. I thought he was the man. He's a beginning man.
Yeah.
He's not a
early
fully accomplished
stages
man.
Of primitive man.
I see.
He's kind of between ape and like. No, you're not, Jay. Like,
This is good. I think we should be more creative with the contact details like this. And yeah, absolutely. But Don.
Don's ready
Are
and
you
waiting.
familiar with the Don? If Jay's the man, what is Don? That's what I want to know.
Don could be puppet wizardry master.
That's what I was thinking as well. So shall we throw now to
Let's throw.
Donnie Brasco with odds and bookends? Give it up for Don.
And how often do we hear that phrase? Give it up for Don. Yeah, anyway. So look. Oh my god, there's... Never mind, forget it. It was all irony, including me being here. Hi, welcome to Odds and Bookends. If I speak a little funny, it's because one of my fillings fell out and I have this huge jagged hole in my mouth and it's driving me nuts and it's blood pouring out, and soon I will choke and collapse and then we'll just go to another segment. Before we do that, however, I wanted to talk about my favourite writer of all time, and how long have we been doing this and we still haven't got to my favourite writer of all time, but now we have. His name is Jorge Luis Borges. Now, to translate, we're going to get Mr. Zebra to Jorge. Oh, there we go. Jorge Luis Borges. And you see, the funny thing about that is that he is really the greatest writer of all time, and by me mocking him now, thank God he's dead, otherwise he would turn in his writer's chair. But now he's turning in his grave and he's horrified. But what I want to do is show you a number of books. What I want you to do is go out now, break into bookstores and try and get these off the shelves. I'm entirely serious. Don't hesitate. Either of these two books is great. This is Dr. Brody's Report on the left, right, and Universal History of Infamy on the left. Great and fabulous books both. The book on the left was just a few quick sketches he did of infamous characters through history, including members of the Bowery gangs from New York's early history, and the famous Chinese female pirate, the Madame Ching. One of Borges, okay, never mind. One of Borges' greatest talents was that he mixed reality with fiction so seamlessly that even now we're not sure what was true and what he just made up on the spot. Really one of the most talented people in the world ever in the history of literary things. The other great books I wanted to bring up were Laurence, which is the good little book you can probably still get on shelves everywhere. The Book of Sand, which you can't. And hidden in that was the Book of Imaginary Beings, which he collected all the imaginary beings that he could find throughout literature and summarize them in a book. Now, let's see, what else was I up to? Yeah, and I wanted to talk about him because he's really great. He, from his works, an entire literary genre was created, that of magical realism. Now, there are people out there who have done university who are going, Papa, it wasn't just from him, there were lots of other writers. Well, you know, I don't give a shit, alright? So, the truth is, he really was the greatest writer of all time. Go out and buy his books, do yourself a favour. Now, something else I wanted to talk about was this wonderful zine you can now pick up in your local record stores and other places. This is the Vinnie's magazine. And it's done by the guy who, girl, wow, I'm sorry. It's done by the girl who did Psychobabble, who's really great and whose name completely escapes me at the moment. But it's in here somewhere. Vanessa Barry, wonderful girl, who I've never met. But this is a summary of all the St Vincent de Pauls in Sydney. And so if you're ever wondering, you know, where the good St Vincent de Pauls are and where those prized possessions are at, now you have it. It costs you a couple of bucks and you'll never need to just browse again. It's all here in a living print with some great photos and wonderful stories to tell. Really great and obviously worth it. Something I wanted to talk about as well, quick video, Rats in the Ranks, one of the best documentaries I ever saw, about local politics in Sydney. This is Sydney City Council elections. Really, really great. I know that I wouldn't normally do this kind of thing, but I just thought I'd bring this up because you know how you're in the video store and everyone's in the action section and you're in the comedy section, you're doing that. Nobody goes to the documentary section anymore and they really suffer. So go to the documentary section, look this up, really worth it, and you may never vote again. Now, that's actually something that wouldn't particularly please me because I think it's very important to vote and to be part of the civic process, you know, in such a fashion. Be a citizen, not a consumer, you know, and other slogans. I really believe in that kind of stuff. I really think that if you're not going to be responsible for the world you live in, then you might as well kill yourself now. Well, which brings me to another point. Yeah, I believe in voluntary euthanasia. Sometimes involuntary. Okay, one of the things I wanted to move on to was peanuts in the shell. This is, I don't know if this is, obviously it's not a new product for our civilization, but really quite a well-packaged one as it is. Here you have the peanut in its original shell, and what I'm going to get members of the crew to try these. I'm going to get members of the crew to try these, and I want you to tell me what you think of these. Are they any better or worse? Try not to leave the crumbs everywhere. They attract rodents and people who vote Liberal. Look, if there's a difference.
There are dead rodents in here, remember?
Good Lord. Anyway, so the real question is, does the packaging keep more of the goodness inside? I'm voting yes, but that's just because I love the packaging. It also says lots of great things on the outside. Roasted peanuts are a good source of protein and provide dietary fiber. So, you know.
These are fantastic.
You know, obviously we have the support of the crew on this one, so, you know, I really think we should be buying into this market. Oh yeah, before we go, I want to talk about two things. The first is this club called Biblos. Now, judging from the picture on this side, you'd think a lot of guys will be going to this, and the picture on this side, you're thinking no girl is going to go to this. So, if you're a guy who likes to hang out with other guys, go to this thing, all right? I'm sorry, just but how dodgy is that? Now, the last thing I want to do is I wanted to read a poem, and then we're going to translate it back into the original Argentinian. Silvana's going to help me with that. We're going to translate it back into the original Argentinian. This is a poem by Jorge Luis Borges. Wait. Jorge Luis Borges. This is a poem called I Am. I am he who knows himself no less vain than the vain looker-on who in the mirror of glass and silence follows the reflection or body. It's the same thing of his brother. I am, my silent friends, the one who knows there is no other pardon or revenge than sheer oblivion. A God has granted this odd solution to all human hates. Despite my many wondrous wanderings, I am the one who has never unravelled the labyrinth of time, singular, plural, grueling, strange, one's own and everyone's. I am no one. I did not wield a sword in battle. I am echo, emptiness, nothing. And now, in the original Argentinian, sword.
I shall do my best. Sé el que sabe que no es menos vano que el vano observador que en el espejo de silencio y cristal sigue el reflejo o el cuerpo dolomizo del hermano. Soy tacito de amigos que él sabe, no hay otra venganza que el olvido y no otro perdón. Un día cociendo al diodo humano es curioso lave, soy el que pese dándose modesto, esta palabra y te rompa, esta es la casa.
Which I think proves that even if he wasn't a good poet, it was something fun to read. All right, that's odds and bookends for this week. Have a lovely week. I'll see you next time.
Thank you very much, Donnie Brasco, with Odds and Bookends. Always an enlightening segment, that one, and one that keeps me riveted to my seat. Coming up right now, we've got Silvana who you may have seen reading the poem there. She's actually our resident comedian. She's a very funny person, and to prove that, she's going to come on air and do a little number, and she's going to have our massive audience in stitches rolling around on the floor, and they don't even know it yet. It's quite amusing, really. They're sitting there thinking, at this point, nothing can make me laugh. But they're going to be surprised by Silvana, who is just going to rip their laughter box out and show it to them. Silvana, can you do that for me, please? Give it up for Silvana.
Thanks, Lewis. Thanks, Lewis. I feel like that's a major obligation now, and I'm very, very nervous, actually. But before I start, something's been annoying me lately, and I just want to bring it up because these are my thoughts on it. The way that we say hello in Australia, hi, how are you? Hi, how are you? I don't actually feel that anyone really wants to know how we are. So I get a bit confused as to what to reply when I'm spoken to and someone says, hi, how are you? So today I did a little bit of an experiment. I went to work and decided I'd give a really mad answer. So the first person that said to me, hi, how are you? I said, I feel like shit and I want to kill myself. And they just went, all right. And they kept on getting on with their stuff. And funnily enough, I spoke to a Czech friend, and when they learn English in Czechoslovakia, they're told that the phrase, hi, how are you, will come up, and they're actually told no one wants to know, so you just say fine, and then you ask, hi, how are you, to the other person. So this brought me to the conclusion that maybe we should just shorten this whole process, and when we see each other, we nominate one person to do the whole thing. So one person can just say, hi, how are you, you're fine, hi, how am I, I'm fine, and then you get on with your conversation. And I think it'd be so much easier that way. So there's a thought, give it a try next time you want to say how are you to somebody. I was thinking also about adolescence and what a horrible time that was when you expect that it's going to be like the Brady Bunch or all those teen movies that you watch in the States, and you have these expectations of that you're going to be this glowing 16-year-old and in short skirts doing the pom-pom thing and dating all these great rugby players or whatever. I don't know. But it didn't really turn out that way. I ended up having a very misspent adolescence. Sex, experimentation with drugs and drink and piercings. I didn't get any of that. No. No, as I say, mine was completely misspent at the Wellington Yugoslav Club Rooms. Woo! Wow, that was a very exciting place, like really radical if you're a teenager. And 80% of my adolescent life was spent looking like a milkmaid because I danced in something called the Yugoslav Kolo, which means the Yugoslav circle dance. So if you can picture this, 26 teenagers all moving in unison, stamping their feet to a traditional beat. Well, that wasn't us. We were like a pack of elephants. We stepped all over each other's feet. Everyone was like all over the place. No one knew what they were doing. And I was very fortunate indeed because you had partners, and I was very lucky to get John, the sweater of the group. And John, as soon as he moved, it was like an internal tap turned on, just gush. So he's that sort of guy where he starts sweating under the armpits and it gets lower and lower down. And you're thinking, okay, John, you got to your waist, so you can stop now. But no, it went right down his trousers. He'd get the strip at the back, and eventually the whole thing would just join up into one big soggy mess. And he'd drip all over his forehead, which he'd lovely like wipe it down and then offer me his hand. So we couldn't hold on to John's hand except by monkey grip because he was so sweaty. And that was the usual scenario. And I'd go home and I'd say to my mother, I hate dancing with John Lynch. And she'd say, but he's a good boy. And I'd think, I don't care if he's a good boy, he's sweating all over me. So for some reason, we began to become very popular. And people outside of the club rooms were asking us to perform. And of course, we always had a major disaster everywhere we went. But I thought I'd share with you one of the worst disasters that we ever had. And that was when we danced for the Girl Guides and Brownies. And so we turn up for the Girl Guides and Brownies. I'm just going to get rid of this. I don't know why I'm holding on to it. I feel like Linus out of Charlie Brown. But it shrank. So we turned up at the Girl Guides and we started our dance and we get into the room. Shirikolo yo, shirikolo kozarachko lo lo. So far, so good. Shirikolo, yo, shirikolo, kozarachko, lolo. We all end up in the same sort of nice formation. I'm thinking, Christ, things are actually going okay. Too soon. Then there's this bit where the circle pans out and you do a little jump thing. That was fine. But then the boys have to kind of move out from behind the girls and come back in front of their partner and offer their hand to their partner, and both partners bob up and down, which I can imagine you're thinking this is absolutely ridiculous anyway. But it got worse because I have to always give John the message of when to move because he can't hear it in the music. He's tone deaf. So normally I do it very subtly, like, ow! Anyway, this time he didn't hear me going, ow! So John kind of got left behind, and all the other boys went skipping around to their partners. And when I finally managed to make him register that it was time to move, he went, ooh, panic, panic, went the wrong way, ended up with another girl. So one girl's got 2 partners over there. Let's just call her Dessa. She's got 2 partners, I've got none. So my hand's out, I'm just jumping on my own, and she's jumping with 2. And I made the fatal mistake of looking over at Dessa, and of course we both burst out laughing, and very hard to control that bladder when you're jumping up and down and laughing. But oh, by God, by the hairs of my chinny chin chin, I managed to keep that wee wee in. But Dessa wasn't so fortunate. I took another look and I saw her jumping in a little puddle, and it was just going splash, splash, splash. She'd lost control. And then we went skipping around in the circle, and I knew it was her because every time she went past, she'd scuff it, you know, very nonchalantly scuff it and try and spread it around. And everyone in the collar group's going, what's that water on the floor? What's that water on the floor? So of course, being the Yugoslav club rooms and the way everybody gossips like mad later, and everything gets really distorted, the story got out that, you know, Marina can't control her bowels. Oh, wrong name. Dessa can't control. That was another pseudonym just to be sure that I don't get sued. She couldn't control her bowels. She had some what they call continence problem, that she had to usually wear nappies, that she wasn't wearing her nappies. It just got all out of proportion. Poor girl ended up leaving the dance group. And this is just typical of that sort of backstabbiness that you get in very closed ethnic communities. So that was that. But, you know, on the upside, it is a very supportive family feel when you're in an ethnic family. I mean, I get off the plane when I go and visit my mum and dad in New Zealand, and Mum, you know, God bless her, she always worries about me. She's kind of affectionate, and I move through customs and see her, and she says something to the effect of Nemaš više noge, guzica ti je nestala, which is a kind of nice, friendly way of saying your ass is really huge and you've got no legs anymore. Thanks, Mum. Really raises my confidence levels. But that's pretty good, considering that that's the woman that used to call me Cougar, which I didn't have any idea what it meant. But then one day I rang my sister at work and she's like, oh, my boss, oh, the Cougar, Cougar. And I'm like, Cougar, that rings a bell. What does that mean? And I said, right, what's Cougar mean? 'Cause I wanted to know all through my youth. And she said, oh, it's some black plague. So I'm thinking, okay, things are getting better. I'd rather be told I have no legs and a big ass than be called the Black Plague. Anyway, I feel like I've shared and gotten that off my chest, and I'm going to go and have another therapy session over there, and I'll see you again next week. Good night.
You've done it again, Silvana. Rolling in the dials here in the audience. You've woken up. Thanks for joining us. That's great. I'm here doing a little segment I like to call Laurence. What do I like to call it?
Maybe.
That's the crowd. That was for you, Silvana, throwing those things, tomatoes and such like. This is what I like to call a little link to Skye, who's doing some out there little segment, which I don't even know why it's being given airtime. But hey, she's paid money, and so she should have a go. But hey, before we do that, we'll meet the crew, if you insist. Justin, behind this camera stands a man named Justin. Justin.
Yo.
What's so interesting about you?
Well, there's a couple of things there, Lewis. Where would you like me to start? I mean, basically, what interests me is...
I've had enough, thank you very much. Laurence.
Hi, who are you?
Now, he's an interesting person. You can tell straight away.
Am I on TV?
Yes, you are.
Hi, Mum. I know you're in Wagga, but you're probably not watching this, but I'm on TV.
That's great, Laurence. And so what do you do here behind the scenes, other than pulling faces?
I don't know.
Do you contribute to this show at all?
No.
Didn't think so. Next, we have Ben.
I want to be on TV.
Okay, that's enough. Come on, you've had your... Yeah, come on, you're out of here, buddy. Ben, now you look like you work here. Hey, do you mind? Okay, look, you've had your 5 minutes of fame, all right? That's all you're allowed to have. Ben here. Now, he's a hard-working man. Ben, what do you do?
I'm a plasterer.
Now, do you care if your mother sees you on TV?
No.
That's right, because you're a plasterer, mate. Yeah, come on. Get out of here. So you're a plasterer, and when you're not plastering, you're...
Not doing nothing, just bumming around.
Bumming around, except when you're making a very vital contribution to the community television world.
My life to CTV1, that's what I do, Lewis.
And in between that, you plaster. That's good to hear.
In between plastering, that's right.
Okay, I think that's the crew wrapped up. They're a riveting bunch. Let's talk to the audience. Not really meant to talk to the audience, but I can see these two have just been begging, absolutely begging to be spoken to, and they need a good speaking to. I think you'll agree. Your name?
Anita.
And what do you have to say to our viewing audience tonight of 3?
Hello, audience.
That's very good. You're going to go far in television. And are you friends or you've just met? You are friends?
Yes, we are friends. We've worked together.
Oh, okay. I thought it might have been just the loving feeling here at CTV1 that's brought you two together, but it's not. What do you work as?
I'm a film production coordinator.
Film production coordinator. What on earth brings you down to this place?
Curiosity.
Curiosity, and you'll be coming back next week?
I don't know.
That's a nice way of saying no. As you can see, I don't know the major word, the major emphasis there being no. Otherwise, she would have said, yes, I would be quite interested in checking it out in some time in the future, but she said, I don't know. Now, you'll be coming back next week?
Possibly.
Possibly, that's a bit better. So what do you do?
I work at 2GB and 2CH radio stations in sales.
Oh, sales, I see. So, do you want to sell something of ours here, or?
Yeah, we could talk about that afterwards, maybe.
Okay, we'll do lunch. That's great. Now, this one here, I spotted her. She was particularly attracted to Silvana's segment, comedy segment. What's your name?
Vicky.
Vicky. Now, do you recall what Silvana was talking about?
Yeah, she was talking about a Yugoslavian dancer.
But before that, what was she talking about?
What else was there?
You know that part where you were snoozing? What exactly?
I was reading a very interesting article about suede in the Revolver.
Oh, and that's what required you to put your hand over your eyes and look down so you could
Trying to avoid you.
focus your concentration. What do you do when you're not here at the show?
I work in a mini lab and I also take lots of photos.
Okay, whoa, mini lab, eh? So, do you have a place to stay, or are you planning on spending the night here?
I definitely don't want to stay here after this peanut-infested place.
Oh, well, you're welcome to. It's a nice shelter, and you can sleep as much as you like, and there's all the incentives in the world to do so. Your friend here. What did you? Have you met? Are you familiar with each other, or what's the story there?
I've seen her around somewhere, but I don't know.
Yeah.
No.
What brings you into the show tonight?
Curiosity, really.
Curiosity. That's been said. You're gonna have to come up with something new.
Well, I saw a garbage man come in. And I didn't have anywhere else to go, so
Okay, that's very funny. And you plan to participate in the show, I take it?
Maybe if there's time.
Oh, there's all the time in the world. What would you like to do?
I'd like to hand the microphone to you. And
well, you've done that very successfully. Yes. And if you're not doing that, what else?
That's about it, really. I like to sit here and watch what's going on. It's such a crazy atmosphere and
yep, absolutely.
Interesting people, you know. It's
yep. And do you have references from anywhere?
No, not at all.
Okay, we can't hire you, I'm afraid. Are you a resident of Australia?
No.
Do you have a passport?
Yes. Not an Australian passport.
Oh, really? Do you have a driver's license?
Yeah. Not on me.
Can we get this guy escorted to the front door? There's something very sus about this guy, right? Can we get security? Laurence, security. You want to be on camera, don't you? Yeah, say hello to Mum. Look at those bulging muscles. Laurence will escort this man to the door on my say-so, because that's the kind of tight show we run here. But when we're not running a tight show, we've got Skye. And Skye, show us everything that is loose about the show. Skye, over to you.
Hi
there and welcome to Off the Planet. I'm Skye Angel, and just before we begin I'd like to mention that it's a full moon outside, so everyone, once the show's over, go and look outside and it's a beautiful full moon. It's actually not completely full yet. It'll be full at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. But just before the moon is completely full, it still appears to be full, and what's heightened is our emotions. So if anyone's feeling extremely emotional, blame it on the full moon. Don't blame it on the boogie. Just blame it on the full moon. And just be aware of that every 4 weeks, 28 days to be exact, which is also in touch with the female cycle, we have the full moon, which really accelerates our emotions. So just be aware of that every month, that men and women, not just women, it affects men too. So because it's a full moon, I thought this would be a perfect time to talk about World Angel Day, which is actually tomorrow. Now, I mentioned it last week that it was September the 25th, but I thought that was Thursday. It's not. It's tomorrow, which is great. So I just like to read out a newsletter that my mum's networking from Byron Bay, and I'll show you a picture. If none of you have ever seen an angel before, this is what one looks like. Now she's just down here and she's got 2 brothers on either side of her. Here we go. There we go, lovely. That's her there, and she's got 2 winged friends either side. Isn't she beautiful? Do I look like that? I hope so.
Put your arms out.
I'll put my arms out and we'll try it. Isn't she a goddess? No, I don't think my boobs are that big. Here we go. No, now I look like the front of the Titanic, but anyway, won't go there. So anyway, World Angel Day is actually being plugged internationally, not just on CTV1, and it's September 25th, and this is the theme is the future of angels on planet Earth. So people everywhere are invited to gather in groups or personally to honour their angels and reflect on the impact in their lives. With the theme of the future of angels, we wish to begin this new cycle by opening to the value of angels in the new joy on earth and to create our personal intentions. We suggest you have an angel party. Well, that is a great excuse to have a party, really. So I'm going to go out and party. At angel parties, you're not really supposed to take drugs or smoke dope or drink alcohol, but champagne is okay. That's an exception. So let us come together in the spirit of oneness, free from the desire for competition, secrecy and separation. Oh, isn't that lovely? That would be quite ideal. That would be quite an ideal world. Now anyway, a lot of people might think, okay, angels don't exist. I've never seen one. They don't really exist. But if you've ever been like in a car accident, or you've been crossing the road and a car nearly killed you or something, and I mean, everyone's got a story where they said, I was nearly killed today and it's amazing I'm still here. Well, I believe that that is the work of our guardian angels. So even if you can't see them, it doesn't mean that they're not really there. And anyway, another thing that I want to show you is angel cards. So I'll show them up to the camera. And I got these at Adyar Bookstore, and they retail for $19.95. And each one has got a special message on it. And I'm going to show you how to use it right now. Just give the cards a little bit of a shuffle. And you don't need any magic powers to work the cards. And then lay them out on the table. Okay, lovely. Bit of an array there. And then you close your eyes and you think of something that you might need in your life and pick out a card. Okay, I've got one. And here we go. Strength. This is my word. I got strength. I think there's something in that for all of us, don't you? Never mind. Now, also, this crystal that I've got here is a rose quartz, and that's my favourite crystal. And what the rose quartz does is it opens up the heart chakra. Now, the body's got 7 heart chakras, and you've got your heart chakra right here. And the rose quartz is known to be the most angelic, I guess, because angels are beings of divine unconditional love. So if you're feeling maybe, you're feeling like you're not loving enough, or you're not being loved enough, or you'd like to share more love on the planet, you can buy yourself a rose quartz crystal from any crystal store or market and just put it by your bed or put it in your hands. You can put it in the bath as well, or wear it around your neck if it's, you know, not this heavy, of course. And it helps to open up your heart chakra so you can spread more love to planet Earth. Okay, well, I hope that I haven't sounded too, off the planet, but after all, that is what my segment's about. And I'm just going to read to you my mum's post office box. So if anyone would like more information about World Angel Day or about anything that's happening on the planet, because my mum also networked August the 11th, which was a total solar eclipse on the planet and this gateway to the new millennium. So you can contact Robin B at Starchild on PO Box 1454 Byron Bay. That's PO Box 1454 Byron Bay 2481, and she can send you some newsletters monthly about what's happening on the planet and get involved with spirits and spirituality and all those wonderful things. So I hope you've enjoyed my segment, and just before I go, I'm going to read something from a Hopi elder, which is American Indian, and these are a few things that I can leave you with to think about for next week. Okay, you have been telling the people that this is the 11th hour. Now you must go back and tell the people that this is the hour. And there are things to be considered. Where are you living? What are you doing? What are your relationships? Are you in the right relation? Where is your water? Know your garden. It is time to speak your truth. Create your community. Be good to each other. And do not look outside yourself for the leader. Then he clasped his hands together, smiled and said, "This could be a good time." Thanks. See you next week.
Thank you very much, Skye. And that was Skye with Out There. I think that's what it was called, Out There, or something along those lines. Anyway, this has got to be a quick link. We've had enough of me, so we're going to go to Justin, and hopefully he can resuscitate the audience here. Justin, of course, does a segment we call Bite It. He likes to call it in-depth analysis on computing. We just call it Bite It. Justin.
Well, thank you very much, Lewis. You're a very attractive man. I want to welcome probably one of the most influential designers of our time, well, certainly in this decade, being 1990. He has achieved so much and yet has nothing to show, and it is fantastic, and I'm privileged to introduce to you the viewers out there on Channel 31, CTV1, and the audience here tonight, the audience especially, very privileged. Please, a very, very, very loud and warm round of applause for my friend and yours, Fletcher Guinness. Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Sorry, I'm a bit overwhelmed, to say the least. Thank you for coming on tonight. I really thought you'd decline and, disregard my messages. God, I left a lot of messages. But you did call me back.
I did. Well, actually, my publicist called you back. And
sorry. Yes. Yeah. Well, I'm really quite nervous, Fletcher.
No, just relax. You'll be fine.
Okay. Where should I start? Fletcher Guinness. By the way, any relation?
To the beer? Not really, no.
Okay. And you have been working on a number of pieces. Now, but what you do, my friend, is...
No, please go ahead.
Okay. Is, of course, you're a designer, as it were. Now, you're more on the actual work side of it, getting on the computer and clicking on the buttons and all of that, or are you the creative director?
No, I stay away from most of the creative stuff. I basically work on the computer and work with the art.
Because
on
if
the computer,
there's one thing this country needs, it's less artists and creative people. We need real people here, real people that are going to take this this country far and wide. So you work with what?
Macs, basically. Generally, Macintosh, yeah, Apple Macintosh.
Macintosh. Okay, so like compared to say IBM, what's Macintosh like?
It's more friendly. It's got a better look. It's got a bigger box.
It certainly does. Very, very friendly. Nice colours.
Nice colours.
Beautiful.
Beautiful desktop patterns. You can change the colour of the clock in the corner, yeah.
Oh, that's one thing you can't do on Windows, that's for sure. And you work primarily with what, Quark Express and Photoshop?
Yeah, and Illustrator, and yeah, that's.
What about freehand?
No, not really.
No. Okay. So
not full work anyway.
Okay. Illustrator is what?
Illustrator is basically a drawing tool that is it's a traditional line drawings.
Line artwork.
Yeah, exactly. It's good for doing logos or line artwork or.
Okay, so you've got the logo. You've done your line artwork logo in Illustrator.
Yep.
And then what do you do with it?
Well, then we bring it into Quark and place it where it needs to be, or put it into Photoshop and put some more effects on it. Or
What kind of effects, my friend?
Well, it depends what you're talking about, really. If you if you had a logo for a business like I don't know, Westpac or something like that, you would just it would just be a straight logo, and we'd just do all the colours right in Illustrator and then bring it into Quark and put everything else around it.
Okay, but isn't it time like people like Westpac sort of realise that they need to be a little more avant-garde?
No, I don't think they do. Basically, they're happy, as most people in the industry are happy just being safe. They prefer it like that.
Safe.
That's the way they consider it. If they branch out into any new area whatsoever, it could be detrimental to their business. And
so if they get risk, I mean, are there any bigger, larger corporations out there that are actually being a little risque?
No, not at all.
Not at all?
Not really, no. Every now and then something will happen, but it's very rare and it's a one-off.
It's a one-off?
Yeah.
Well, are there any you can think of? Any you've been involved with? Controversial guy?
Not lately. We've come up with something sort of original to Sydney in the last few months, which is a few Nokia ads around the place, which are on bus shelters, which change their picture from day and at night. And
so you actually, these are the new Nokia ads, and when they light up from behind, it turns into a night scene, is that right?
Exactly.
So in the day it looks like for example, there's that soccer one,
yeah,
some guys standing there in the stadium, and it's all blue skies and day and all that. And then at night these special lights come on and some crazy refractive. Yeah. How does it work?
It's very clever. It's a trade secret that I don't even know. So
you don't?
Basically, as much as I know about it, the light from the wherever the poster is in shines through so strongly that there's a picture printed on the back, and it just shows through because of the light. And because the pictures are so similar, you don't get to see a lot of the dark outlines or whatever, because it's basically everything's in the same shot. So all it really changes is a few light colours. And
what about the images themselves? I mean, are they in any way, I don't know, contemporary, or are they just standard straight Westpac logo?
They're slightly different images. I mean, I wouldn't say they're original. They're just different to what's around at the moment. I don't think they're amazingly interesting or anything like that, personally.
Yeah. Good. We don't want to arouse interest.
Yeah. I mean, Nokia, you know, is all. I've got nothing to say really about advertising. It's all really fun and.
Okay, well, Nokia. I mean, okay, we've all got a mobile phone. I mean, why are they advertising? I don't know. We've all got a phone already. What's the problem? Okay, I mean, it's like these bloody cars out there, which is, well, too bad. If you don't have one, I recommend stay well clear. 4 watts of power going straight through the brain, 30 years' time. Brain tumour just pustulating. Some come out through the eye, nose, ears, nose and mouth. You know. What else have you worked on?
A few things, Lipton tea and just ordinary crap. We do a few things for Hamilton Island, all good, great things.
Yeah, is it a big company or are you sort of freelancing?
I have been freelancing now. I'm working full time for a slightly big company in the sense of awards, yeah.
Oh, awards. Yeah. And what, that determines the success of the company, or?
The reputation maybe within the industry.
Within the industry, but not necessarily the clientele.
Oh, well, no one gives a shit, really.
Well, that's great to hear. I'm very, very happy to hear that. Oh God. Okay. Well, yes, that is the design industry. And what does it actually comprise? I mean, when you go to work each morning, you know, you sit down, you've got your big.
Have a shower.
Have a shower. You got showers there?
Oh yeah.
That's great. And do you have in the middle of the room? Do you have like a cappuccino maker and croissants?
Yeah, full bar.
Wow, full bar. I mean, they've got to keep those creative juices flowing.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. We can't stay sober.
Of course not.
It just doesn't work. You don't get to see things in a new light. You know, you don't have an open mind.
Yeah.
You've got to be pissed really and try and offend as many people as you can.
You really should. You really should. I mean, offence is what drags in the buyers. No.
Yeah.
No.
No, that's what seems to be working these days.
Oh, good. And tell me, Fletcher Guinness. And I'm sorry if I'm sounding a little too personal here, but you have gone, you know, far and wide in this world. I mean, you've done a lot of things in terms of design. And do you think, like, you know, there'd be a chance that, like, someone like, for example, me could, like, get into the industry?
Quite easily.
Really?
Yeah, it's a lot to do with luck, I think, more than anything else. I don't think talent really has any.
What about all these courses, you know, $5,000 for a 6-week course in Quark and Photoshop? They're great, are they?
Yeah.
And do they set you up with jobs, or...?
As far as I know, they don't really set you in a concrete job at all. They probably give you more experience than, say, uni would, as far as that goes. Yeah.
Really? Why?
Because they basically teach hand-on experience, whereas unis are more experimental. They seem to be anyway. And everyone we seem to get coming into the agency wanting work from a uni is they don't have the experience that they need. They just, it's a lot of ideas of their own, really, more than needing to do something. It's like
oh, well, yeah, actually I shouldn't really be talking about employment. Being unemployed, yeah, I really have no authority on the subject, but perhaps I should get more onto the technological side of it. I mean, what's happening out there, mate?
Well, there's many good things.
Yes.
There's plenty of shit happening, and
I mean, we've all heard of Photoshop, we've all heard of Quark Express and Illustrator and all of this, but is there anything new on the horizon?
Well, we've got newer versions.
Newer versions. So we've got version 4, 5, 5.5,
5.2.5.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant.
And then you get some extensions, which are always good for those sort of things.
What about plugins and all that? Have you got any, like, sites, you know, where you can get free stuff?
No.
Plugins and stuff. You wouldn't know about that.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Internet? What? Hello?
Yeah.
No, plugins,
this
freeware.
Is advertising.
No. We certainly don't recommend www.shareware.com.au/piratecopy.com. Don't recommend it.
I've never even heard of it.
Okay, good. So anyway, thank you, Fletcher Guinness, for coming on tonight.
That's all right.
Thank you. You know, it's a pleasure. It's an honour.
It's a pleasure to see you in the flesh once.
Oh, am I blushing? Okay, well, anyway, I'd like to say farewell, Fletcher, and to everyone out there who is perhaps looking for a career, possibly in design, you can call Fletcher anytime. He has a number of positions vacant at this moment. If you have any experience in crayon or charcoal, face painting, finger painting,
especially
that sort
charcoal,
of thing, you can get into it, all right? Because this is your chance, and that's what we like to provide here on Bite It at WCYR, a chance to get involved in the computer IT industry. That's it for today. So boot up and bite it next week, and you're seeing us here on WCYR. Thank you, Fletcher Guinness. Thank you.
Thank you, but hey, he was good as well. It's always good to see Justin in the flesh, I have to admit. Fletcher's definitely onto something there. But now we're going to see Bindi and Jay in the flesh. They're doing a segment that was called Things That Come Out After Dark, Night, whatever it was. Now they've shortened it to Night Crawlers, which I think is a good move, and I'd just like to congratulate that on behalf of the audience who agrees with me and will clap along with that as soon as I say now. Yeah. And in terms of design, I'm sure you'd agree, Fletcher, that it's much more ideal to have a smaller, grabbier sort of name rather than a long name. Wouldn't you agree? He's giving the thumbs up. And now, if Jay and Bindi are ready, and if the crowd is ready to give them a clap, we'll give them a big crossover from me to you. Crowd, are you ready to give them a clap? Yeah. No? Okay. They want to hear a bit more from me. Well, I had a bit of a slow week.
Night Crawlers.
Welcome
to Night Crawlers. We've got a lot for you this week. We've got a big expose on the stuff that's going to be hot this summer. It's the start of the summer party season. We can already feel the weather warming up. The jackets are coming off.
Besides the hail on Wednesday night, things are getting pretty warm.
I got a couple of spots. Rugs, though, are the answer. We put a rug over the car and everything was fine.
I actually walked down the street and saw this car with a doona completely over it, and I thought it was a package, a present. But
What great wrapping, a doona.
I know, how artistic.
But better non-hail damaged car than hail damaged car, definitely. I think
definitely.
everyone freaked out as well after that big one that was a couple of months ago. I saw hail and I went, right, that's
Yeah,
it.
roofs are still being repaired. I don't think half of Sydney has been fixed.
Yeah, you
I
can
mean,
still see the tarpaulins up through Surrey Hills, through quite a bit of the eastern suburbs actually. I think it must be a lot of work for the builders and everything though, so there's good things that come out of bad, I suppose.
that's always true.
Okay, we've got the October long weekend coming up. It's next weekend.
Yes.
And this is officially the start of the party season.
I think it definitely kicks
So,
off.
a big excuse to go hard, basically. There's a lot going on. The big one seems to be Sublime. I'll show you this ad. It says, "The world is coming to Sublime this October long weekend." And yeah, there's like there's a lot of people coming. There's Dimitri from Paris, who has the most amazing album out on Mixmag that's really chilled out, kind of after clubbing music. There's actually, I don't know what he'd be like to listen to on a dance floor, but I mean, judging from his mixing skills and everything, that'd be pretty amazing. And the big one that is coming out is Stacey Pullen the Saturday night. Now, I know this is hype. I know 3D World says every single week that this weekend is going to be the best ever for all these amazing reasons. That it's the best DJ ever, but they actually say it's the best DJ ever. Stacey Pullen, he's I liked what he said as well about trying to transcend boundaries and not wanting to be boxed in as like a techno DJ or.
No one wants to be boxed in. I don't think anyone wants to be classified in a particular range of music, but yet we all do.
But we kind of rely on it as well. Like, you kind of want to know what the classification is to know if that's going to be the music you're going to want to hear that night or what the story is. But yeah, I think definitely a bit of variety and mixing in some different beats is always a good thing. Kind of keeps the pace happening on the dance floor. And then we've got DJ Sveta, who we had in last week, is playing with Mrs. Wood the next day. It's the Frequency Recovery
And
Sunday day.
Sveta, as she said last week, does 2SER from 6 to 9 breakfast Fridays. And Jay and I are actually going to be on air next week, so if anyone wants to tune in, we're going to be talking about community television and how to get involved. And
yep, 96982968 for anyone who does not know yet, if you've just switched on.
Or listen to 2SER and we'll tell you again.
Yep. So that's when's that? Next Friday?
Yeah.
Cool. There's also another one that long weekend, the Saturday night at the Metro. Sabotage. This is the 5-year anniversary. This is there's a little bit of a spiel in the front of. We've got a Sabotage CD that's just come out as well, and they're talking about. There it is. Oh, this is a bit I liked. This is another bit about spiels, I suppose. Dark, decorative interiors allied to uncompromising beats, opening people up and offering the opportunity to discover something about themselves, as well as in indulging in some simply outstanding tunes.
Everyone wants to discover a few things about themselves.
I don't know how many personal discovery odysseys I've been on the dance floor before, but you know, they do happen.
I think they do.
At Sabotage. So be there at the Metro Saturday of the long weekend. And
what else is happening long weekend? There's
I think Morton's on Sussex is opening back up as well, and that's going to be an interesting head off for the Sunday day clubbing crowd.
That got a good crowd at one point because it was outdoors, and then when it got cold, they had the big heaters,
Apparently
big cold
there were
heaters.
some problems with the promoters and stuff as well, and the venue management, I think, which led to that closing down. But the crowd's basically moved on to Greenwood, which does go off on the Sunday now, especially now that it's warming up and you can dance outside in summer in shorts, no smoky, kind of sweaty, disgusting nightclub feel. Just
sipping on cocktails and lapping up the sun.
It's a beautiful way to spend a Sunday. That's at the Greenwood. But yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what happens when Morton's does open back up, if that will attract some crowd back, and that will, hopefully it won't weaken the two. Hopefully there'll be enough people to kind of have two places going off.
We'd think so, you know,
We hope
with
so.
3 million people or so in Sydney, you'd want to hope that...
Edging on to 4, I think, as well. And they say 15,000 people are clubbing every weekend in Sydney.
Where did that come from?
Sydney Morning Herald, actually.
Ooh.
Sounds pretty authoritative to me.
You read it, it's true.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So hopefully the 15,000 will hang around.
And 900,000 people were in a bit of a situation this morning when the train strike occurred, and that kind of put things on a different slant. The roads were just ridiculous.
Did you get involved with the train strike or anything?
Quite involved.
What happened? Tell us about it, Bindi.
Oh, it's really sort of irrelevant. But yes, just letting you know.
No. I don't think anything on our show is ever irrelevant.
We always stick to the point. No, I'm just letting you know that, yeah, the train strike caused a lot of havoc.
Well, luckily I missed out. I missed out on the havoc. I got to drive along in my car, being bad for the environment, polluting a lot.
Single car as well.
Yeah.
Probably driving in the transit lane.
Well, it's so much faster. So, yep, and there's one more event that we'll tell you about, the long weekend. It's Manumission. This is another of the UK club nights that has come over to tour Australia. I think it's that one night only, at the dodgy old Shark Hotel, unfortunately. But could be a good thing. There's a lot going on that long weekend, so hope to see you out at one of these events at some point. Yes, this is blah blah, Dimitri from Paris. We've already mentioned it. That's the ad in 3D world, which you can see for yourself.
Did you mention Gatecrasher?
No, we haven't mentioned Gatecrasher, and yet another one for you, Gatecrasher.
And Nick Warren's playing tonight, so those of you that have tickets, have fun. Hope you don't have to line up for an hour and a half to get into one of the biggest nightclubs around. And what is with that? And we lined up for a pub the other night. The line was about as long as it would be for a concert or a club, and it was about an hour and a bit wait to get into a pub. I didn't think pubs had that situation.
Well, obviously, which pub was this?
Oh, can we reveal? It was the Regis.
The Regis. Bindi's latest hangout of the last couple of weeks. Down to Bondi.
I know. It's becoming a bit too much. Hey, we've got CDs really quickly. Sorry. Sly and Robbie is one that we reviewed, which is drum and bass, stripped to the bone. Really groovy, starts with a bit of drum and bass and then works into like a dub reggae beat, and just continues through, getting a bit darker, and definitely that reggae and percussion through it. It's really cool. And the other one is Moby, who is playing at the Metro in Sydney Wednesday the 17th of November. Excellent CD, one to sort of listen to when you're unwinding from a hard day's work or something. Track 8 was one of my favourites, which is Natural O's, and yeah, it's just beautiful. It's definitely one to check out at the Metro and his CD.
Well, that's all we have time for this week, unfortunately, but we will be back again next week, a little bit closer to the long weekend.
Yes.
So plan ahead, get your tickets, have an idea what you're doing. Not too much of an idea, of course, because you wouldn't want to have it planned down to the last second.
Of course not. We want spontaneity in all your lives.
Spontaneity, but not including spontaneity lining up for ages, having no tickets and nowhere to go, because that kind of spontaneity sucks. But anyway.
Very much so.
Yeah, we'll see you next week. Thank you very much. This has been Nightcrawlers.
Okay. What can I say? I'd like to say two things. One, get too involved in WCYR CTV1. Can you guys shut up back there, please? I'm trying to bloody speak here, you know? A little professional attitude, a bit of decorum, if you will. Anyway, get involved here because we need some help, okay? Look at this. Headphones bloody going everywhere. Life is bad. Life is miserable. Life is going downhill. All right, so come and help me. I need help. I need psychiatric assessments and such and such. So please come here and help me get it together for us here at WCYR. Are you so arrogant? I am sick and tired of such ill communication, alright, from myself. So, excuse my split personality here, sometimes I sort of switch like back here and back and forth. And on to 1, 2, here we go. And what I'm going to tell you now is something that is going to shock you beyond expectations of what I must call a poster-wise yes? Don't you think so? No. Thank you. Erin? Hello? 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 Is anybody out there? Okay, look, I'll just put the camera down. Okay.
Hello. Oh, yeah. Daryl Summers, my TV icon. Hello and welcome to our film forum. I haven't been here for a while. I've had many important things to do, but very important things, watching TV, staying home. But I'm back to talk about the myriad of films that I've seen since I was here last. 2, I think. I saw a terrific film called Deep Blue Sea. I saw another great film called Limbo. So I've got 2 very good films to talk about tonight, which makes for a nice change. Deep Blue Sea starts on Monday, which is odd. Movies don't usually start on Monday, but this one does. Probably has something to do with the school holidays and getting the kids in. The Deep Blue Sea is the new film from Rennie Harlin, that infamous, crazy Finnish director of movies like Die Hard with a Vengeance and The Long Kiss Goodnight, and the infamous Cutthroat Island with his one-time wife Gina Davis, a film that about 2 people saw, but I'm sure it's very good. He's back with this new movie, and you know, it's fantastic. I was very excited about seeing it. It's about sharks that have been genetically engineered to have kind of almost human intelligence, which is such an hilarious idea that the film just would have to be good. I thought it sounded like that cartoon Jabberjaw with sharks walking around, but it's not like that. It's set on an ocean base where these scientists have been experimenting with sharks. It has something to do with finding a cure for Alzheimer's disease. I don't know exactly what. I don't think the filmmakers really know exactly what either. But the important thing is that a group of people are stranded in the ocean, and there's 3 sharks with human intelligence that are menacing them and trying to kill them, basically, which is a pretty good plot if you ask me, and has a lot of room for all kinds of exciting set pieces and things like that. If you're a fan of LL Cool J, I know you're out there. I know there's a lot of people out there that watched his sitcom In the House at 9:30 a.m. on Channel 9. I was one of them. Always been a big fan of LL Cool J. Well, in this film, you get to see him get chased around by a shark, which is pretty funny. And he does a very funny rap song at the end, which has nothing to do with anything, but it was pretty funny. Saffron Burrows is in the film as well. She's a very bad actress. Samuel L. Jackson, the infamous Samuel L. Jackson, is in it. He's terrific. Australian actress Jacqueline McKenzie is in it, doing a very good American accent, actually. And the whole film is a terrific roller coaster ride, I suppose, is what critics sucking up to the film would say. It's pure excitement from beginning to end. It has its tongue firmly set in its cheek, so you never really kind of sit there going, oh, this is absurd, you know, because the film always knows that the story is a bit silly and treats it with some humour, but there's still enough grit and sort of action and excitement to keep you involved. So it's a very, very entertaining film. If you're in the mood just for something, you know, something to have you on the edge of your seat, then this is really the perfect film. I couldn't recommend it highly enough. The violence and gore is really good, and it's rated MA, and you see...
Is it for Ma?
It should be. But it's great. Lots of people get ripped up and things like that. I always like it. Out of $12.50, did you catch that? Yeah. Out of $12.50, I'm going to give Deep Blue Sea $11.50. It's good stuff. It's quality cinema, and it's just the sort of film that you should be seeing. Don't bother supporting Australian cinema or things like that, or independent films. Go and see Deep Blue Sea. You know why? You're pointing to that camera? Yes. Because Rennie Harlin doesn't have enough money, and I think he should have more, because his ex-wife is now wanting to be an archer in the Olympics, which is about as funny as sharks with human intelligence. But Deep Blue Sea is a must-see. Oh, pun. And another film, I'll move on to another film. I've had enough fun with it. A serious film I saw a couple of days ago is a movie called Limbo, which is the latest film from a director called John Sayles, who, if you ask me, is one of the greatest living geniuses of American cinema. He never gets the respect or the attention he deserves, though he was on the panel a couple of weeks ago. And if, like me, you worship at the altar of John Sayles, you would have been completely disgusted at a group of people talking to him that didn't even know who he was. So after I got over being so violently offended by the panel, a show I usually enjoy very much, I went to see Limbo, and you know, John Sayles directed it. Before I'd even seen it, I'd given it 12.50, so it didn't... What was the film like? You know, it was fantastic. He is a director of uncommon brilliance, I would say. His past films have included City of Hope, Mate One, 8 Men Out, a whole bunch of films that you really should know, but perhaps haven't because they haven't received the push and the hype that a lot of other films do. But they're always terrific. He's a great writer. He writes, directs, edits, produces, raises the money, does everything basically for his movies. He's a very passionate and involved man. One of my great heroes. And Limbo is the first film he's made for a studio in several years. He's actually got some money behind him this time. But he still tells quite a simple story about a relationship between a retired fisherman and a torch singer living in Alaska. It starts off with their relationship, and then about halfway through there's a very jarring change and the film becomes almost a test for survival when these people are left in the wilderness. And I won't say anything more than that because it would spoil the film. And I want you all to see it so John Sayles can get more money to make more films because he deserves to. He's a genius. So what did I give Limbo? As I said, you know, I hadn't even seen it and I gave it $12.50. So after I'd seen it, I gave it $12.50 as well. It's a great film. One of the best things I've seen for quite a while. So go and see it. You know, you've got no excuse. I told you to. That's all I have time for this week. Apparently I'm going to see American Pie tomorrow. I've heard that it's very funny, so hopefully it will be. Lewis Williams just can't give me a minute to myself. Lewis the Mouth Williams. He's resorting to throwing around props behind me. But I will probably be seeing American Pie. I think it's rated MA, so I'm going to have to go in with an adult because children have to be accompanied by a parent or guardian. So I'm going to ask my dad to take me. I think he'll really like this movie. So hopefully I'll be seeing American Pie, and I think I'll need another laugh. I might see The Haunting, the new horror film with Liam Neeson and Catherine Zeta-Jones, who is currently dating Michael Douglas, better known as the sex addict. And you know what, people kind of go, oh, Michael Douglas, what a lucky guy. But all I think is Catherine Zeta-Jones. I reckon she's Michael Douglas. He might be very old, but I reckon that guy rocks. As Matt LeBlanc would say. So Catherine Zeta-Jones, I'm there with you all the way. I will go and see your stupid movie just because you're going to marry Michael Douglas. That's enough for me. That's it for this week. Now we're going to, who are we going to? Oh, Lewis. Fantastic. What? Oh, we're going to the close with my close personal friend, Lewis Williams.
Thanks, Erin. And funny that you commented about Lewis and how much hassle he is and like always undermining. So we all had a meeting while you were doing the film forum, and we decided that we would remove both Lewis's voice box and laughter box. So voice box is in here, laughter box is in here. Very crucial that we store this one under a concrete mountain and make sure that he never ever gets it back. My word, I think I hear the phone ringing. Hello, Community TV, WCYR show. No, this isn't 1-800-351-351. No, this is 9698-2968. But still, call us. So, yeah, I think we'll give you back your voice box. Here we go. What do you got to say about the clothes, Lewis?
Oh, I can speak now. Oh, gee, the operation was successful. Yeah, well, this is the close. This is WCYR, as seen on CTV1, Channel 31. The number, of course, being 9698-2968. That was a fantastic job you did without me. Have you any last words to say before we close the show?
Something what? What's next week?
What's next week? No, CTV1 is doing Wisdom Chambers Youth Review next week, not What's Next Week. So keep your eye out for that one.
A little bit confused.
Don would like a bit of airtime. He's been a bit too
Go,
brave.
Donnie, you're here.
All right. Very quickly, if you're desperate to see the shark film this weekend, they are actually playing advanced screens in the new Castle Hill Megaplex or Multiplex or whatever the hell it's called. Saw it in the paper and I thought, right on. Okay.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, I've had a laugh. Have you, Lewis?
Oh yes, I had heaps of laughs all through the show, particularly in Stitches. I thought was particularly riveting. How do you do it is the question I would like to know.
I'll teach you everything I know,
That'd be
but
great.
you need a few months to learn it all. Okay, buddy?
Thank you very much,
I'll do my
Silvana.
best.
You were great. And everyone else was great. And yeah,
Okay.
that's been the show for this week.
Thanks, and we'll see you next week.
And now it's off to my sex life with Silvana.